In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. These are the very first words of the Bible, and they set the stage for everything that follows. But Genesis 1:1 is more than just an introduction. It's a powerful declaration about the origin of everything, the universe, time, space, and life itself. Today, we're going to dive into Genesis 1:1, exploring what it really means, how it aligns with what we know from science, and what it tells us about God's power and purpose. So let's start with that first phrase, in the beginning. The Bible is showing us that the universe had a starting point. Time itself had a beginning. Imagine that. Before there was a single atom, before there was even time itself, God existed. God is eternal, existing outside the boundaries of time, space, and matter. In the beginning, God. This phrase alone establishes that God is beyond anything we can comprehend. He's not bound by time. He's not part of the universe. He created it. It's a reminder that our lives, as small as they may seem in the vastness of space, are part of something much bigger, God's eternal plan. Now here's something interesting. Modern science also points to a beginning of the universe. For centuries, many scientists believed that the universe was eternal, that it had always been here. But in the 20th century, evidence emerged that the universe actually had a beginning, leading to what we know as the Big Bang Theory. This theory suggests that the universe started from a single point, expanding outward to create the vast cosmos we see today. What's fascinating here is that even though science and the Bible approach the question of origins differently, they agree on this fundamental idea. The universe had a beginning. So, while science might try to explain how the universe expanded, Genesis 1:1 tells us who caused it. God was there in the beginning, creating everything we see. The next part of the verse says, God created the heavens and the earth. Let's break that down. In Hebrew, the word used for created is bara, which is used only for God's creative actions. It doesn't mean reshaping something that already exists. It means bringing something entirely new into existence. This concept is known as creatio ex nihilo, creation out of nothing. Think about that for a moment. Everything we see, the stars, mountains, oceans, even the air we breathe, none of it existed until God spoke it into being. God didn't need raw materials. He didn't need a factory, a lab, or tools. He simply said, "Let there be," and it was. The power of His word alone brought everything into existence. This idea that God created everything from nothing is foundational to our faith. It shows His absolute power over all things. But what exactly did God create in this opening line? The heavens and the earth. This is a phrase that encompasses all of creation, literally everything. The heavens refer to everything above, including the vast expanse of space, the stars, galaxies, and all that lies beyond our atmosphere. The earth refers to the physical world, our home, the place where God chose to place humanity. Here's where things get really fascinating. Science has shown us just how vast the universe truly is. There are an estimated 100 billion galaxies in the observable universe, each containing billions of stars. And yet, Genesis 1:1 sums up all of this in one sentence. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The Bible doesn't go into the scientific details of the cosmos. It simply states the fact of creation, focusing not on how God created, but that He created. This should leave us in awe of His power. Think about it. The God who made galaxies, stars, and planets is the same God who cares about you and me. We are small in the scope of the universe, but to God, we are significant. Genesis 1:1 reveals that creation was intentional, with purpose and design. Some people ask, doesn't the Big Bang Theory contradict Genesis 1:1? Actually, not necessarily. The Big Bang Theory and Genesis 1:1 both agree on a key point. The universe had a beginning. But while science explains the mechanics of the universe's expansion, Genesis tells us who caused it. God is the cause. He didn't rely on chaotic explosions or random chance. He created with precision and intention. And that leads us to another important aspect of this verse: purpose. Genesis 1:1 isn't just saying that God created everything, it's telling us that creation itself has purpose. You and I are not random products of the universe. We are here because God wanted us to be here. Colossians 1:16 says, "For in Him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible. All things have been created through Him and for Him." This means that our lives are not accidents. We're part of God's plan, just as much as the stars and galaxies are. Genesis 1:1 gives us identity and belonging. It tells us that we are here because God created us with purpose. Now here's another incredible point to consider. Even within science, there are signs that point back to a creator. Let's talk about the fine-tuning of the universe. Scientists have found that the physical constants, the strength of gravity, the speed of light, the forces holding atoms together, are so perfectly balanced that even a slight change would make life impossible. The odds of these constants being perfectly aligned by chance are astronomically low. It almost seems as if the universe was designed with life in mind, and as believers we know that it was, by the hand of God. Psalm 19:1 says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of his hands." When we see the order, beauty, and precision in the universe, we're seeing God's fingerprints all over creation. So what does Genesis 1:1 mean for us today? First, it reminds us that we are part of God's creation. Just as he created the stars and the planets, he created us. And just as the universe exists for his glory, so do we. This verse also reminds us of God's authority. If God created the heavens and the earth, then everything in it belongs to him. This includes our lives, our choices, and our actions. We're not the owners of our lives. We're stewards, caretakers of what God has made. Genesis 1:1 calls us to live with purpose, honoring the one who created us. But perhaps the most beautiful part of Genesis 1:1 is the hope it gives us. If God has the power to create the universe out of nothing, he has the power to work in our lives, no matter what challenges we face. The God who created everything is the same God who cares about us personally. This verse tells us that we are not alone. The creator of the universe is with us, guiding us, loving us, and giving us purpose. So the next time you look up at the stars or marvel at a beautiful sunset, remember that it's not just nature you're seeing, it's God's creation. And just as he brought the universe into existence, he can bring new hope, new life, and new beginnings into your life. Genesis 1:1 is more than just a statement about the past. It's a call to trust in God's power and purpose for today. You were created by the same God who made the galaxies and the stars. Your life has meaning because you are part of his creation. And just as he created the heavens and the earth, he created you with love, intention, and purpose. If this video has helped you see God's creation in a new light, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Let's continue exploring the wonders of God's Word and the world he created together.